steering it is broken down.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to GP2 Round 17 this evening around Sochi Autodrome, otherwise known as the Russian Grand Prix. We are live here on Friday night. Hopefully everybody has had a decent week so far. I know mine was absolutely busy with the holidays coming up. We're live here in Q3. You can see the top 10 drivers who made it through qualifying Q1 and 2. Couple big names didn't make it. I would have to say Bill, unfortunately, missed out. Fatal Defiance on a good form as of late, did miss out. Croce, sitting on a podium last week at the Singapore Grand Prix, did not make it into the Q3 session. So we're riding on board with Kart Legend. I believe there's actually a lot of people that have jumped out. Let's see who's first. It looks like SF1 Carlos is going to be the first one to set a lap this evening in Q3. Let's see if he lets anybody by. Until then, we're gonna ride on board with him. He might even get our nice little camera for the first hot lap around the Russian Grand Prix. Crockett in the chat, what is going on? Interested to see what you can do. I've watched you race. I watched you win at Monaco the other night in FCT. So congratulations. That's a solid race. Solid run. We're gonna tick on board with SF1 Carlos as he's gonna take us around for the Russian Grand Prix Q3 first hot lap. Let's see what he can do this evening. Coming up a long stretch, DRS now open for these drivers. A little bit of a right-hand bend. We have a sector 3 yellow, not sure what that's for. Coming up to turn, I would really call this turn 1 since the other one's a bend. Easy on the brakes, does lock up a little bit. And around the long, sweeping left hand. Track was built around the 2014 Winter Olympics, so you'd see a lot of those stadiums. However, I don't know if they use them much anymore. Little easy on the throttle. I know SF1 Carlos does not use any assist, so he's gliding along here nicely. Almost clipped the apex to an invalid lap. Quite nice. He's attacking this track very nice. A little bit of bad form lately as SF1 Carlos had a couple of DNFs in the last few tracks, so I was hoping to rectify that this evening and actually put in a solid performance. Coming up to a heavy brake zone, easy to lock up here, as you can see he does on the front right. Sector 1 and 2 yellow, hopefully that's just for somebody moving out of the way. It looks like that's the case. Easy on the throttle here because the back end will want to step out on you. Close to that wall. Last two rights before the lap is finished here for SF1 Carlos. He's going to be a 31.4, so benchmark lap time. And Post Glide goes to 31.7. Rah, who makes his return to SF1, 32.1 for himself. There's a lot of guys coming in there. Let's see what he can do. Goes top of the board, 31.2. Who's going to be next? I believe it's going to be Legend, goes fourth with a 31.6. So who might be the next guy? It looks like it's going to be the other Alfa Romeo SF1 Carlos teammate. Currently leading the championship, SF1 Senna. Although JML has been on a fire for him. Goes P2, 31.4, almost identical to his teammate. We have Zolo coming in to finish a outlap, so he's going to actually start his flyer right now. There's a little wide on the exit there, that might compromise a little bit of his time. I believe JML has already put a lap in, although he must have invalidated that first lap. He's going for a second lap here. Zolo is behind him, so we'll jump on board with this man. Looking to grab another pole position this evening and put his stamp harder onto that title fight. with himself and SF1 Senna. I will keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as it is always Friday, my wife and my daughter will return home soon. And once they do, I'm going to have to leave you for a little bit and greet them, but I will be back for the race. In the meantime, we're staying on board with JML, sets a purple sector 1, and I believe that's his personal best because he did invalidate his first lap. Let's see if he can attack a 31.2 set by Whiffy winner. Coming up into the final sector, sector 3. This is where you can either make or break your lap. A lot of turns that take a little bit of navigation. Sorry, I'm trying to stumble upon my words. I just got home. Actually, he's running a bit late to get onto this. Let's see, JML crosses line, 31 flat. So 2/10 quicker than the Renault driver of Whiffy. Senna sitting P3, SF1 Carlos P4. Livid yet the only one not to put a time in, and Livid has been carrying a lot of pace around this track through Q1 and Q2. Can he have a say in pole position this evening? A lot of guys rocking that NECA helmet, the one that was dropped this week, as well as F2 2020. If anything's best, I stay far, far away from those F2 cars. Livid coming up to finish his lap. It looks pretty pacey, on par with some of the guys in the top 5. Goes P2 with a 31 flat, almost just off of JML's time. So this could be a nice little glance into what's going to come this evening. I believe they do have a dry race. However, I will mention, for some reason, my Xbox, I don't know if it's just me, I know a couple of the drivers this evening are struggling to get parties. I can't get a single party. It puts me in and then it kicks me right out. So the podium interviews might have to be delayed. Might have to get an interview with these guys on page, and we'll post it on the page. But in the meantime, I can still bring you a nice little spicy race and see what these guys can do this evening. It looks like everybody has set a time. Zolo is coming into the pits now. A couple guys are on an outlap already for the second run. Both Alphas are. Let's see what these guys are up to. That is the best shot, though, I will say. No bias right here. My team both together on track. Hopefully they don't run into each other this evening. And this man, our championship leader, have a nice lap, good enough, solid lap to get himself planted anywhere near JML. Currently sitting 4th, so he's only on the second grid right now, second pack of the grid. He's going to let Carlos through. I think Carlos is going to give him possibly a tow. They might be working together, which is not against the rules in SF1 with your teammate. Let's jump back and see if that's going to be the case. Is SF1 Carlos going to give SF1 Senna a tow down the start-finish line? It would be a massive tow if it was the case. Here we go, both starting their first lap, or the second lap, that is. I don't think Carlos is close enough back behind. No, he didn't give him a tow. He's only going to give him a dirty air pocket, really. Is Carlos on a... He is on a lap, too, so... A couple other guys on a lap. Legends on an out lap. Postglad is on another flyer. He's in Sector 2 right now. Can he improve on his 31.7? A lot of these guys really close on the board. A lot of 31s. Actually, the whole way down to P8 are all in the 31s. What is going on, Phantom? Oh, that's close, that's close. I don't know if that was Legend. No, that was JML. That might be a no-no. That might be an incident for the stewards. We'll have to keep an eye because Postglad was on a flyer. Is he going to die for the pits now? I don't know where'd he go. Oh, he's missing a lot of his wing too, so he's going to have to die for the pits. That's going to be unfortunate because that's going to mean qualifying over for himself this evening. Have these two gentlemen improve. Looks like Carlos is going to cross the line first. He's going to go P3. Senna's going to stay P5. So Carlos has improved. Senna has not. Keep an eye on some of the other guys. We do have Zolo, who looks like he's still on an outlap. What about that racing point of Devla? Teammate not making it into qualifying. Anybody behind? I think that is Rara, he's invalidated his outlap, so gearing up to go for a flying lap. Livid Opossum looks like he's going to give it another go on an outlap. Is anybody actually on a lap? As of right now, oh, J-Mel's invalidated his final lap, so that's going to be it for him. Can he stand on pole with a 31 flat? Oh, this is going to get juicier and juicier. Dealing with finals and talk to Carlos about stewarding. Probably the job I hate the most. J-Mel invalidates his last lap. Everybody out for a final go at it. Carlos has invalidated his in-lap. Senna on an in-lap. He is. So who is going to be the first to cross? I think Zolo is going to have a go here. J-Mel's retired from the session in the pits. Can Zolo improve on his 32 flat? Get himself in the top 5 possibly. Nice clean track for him. He can do this on his own. Final 2 right-hand turns to navigate. Can he improve? I think he has improved. It's 30 now. 31 goes P5. Good enough for P5. Here comes a couple other drivers. Devla's going to cross the line. Can he improve? He is up on his time. Goes P3. About Rara. Looks like he's going to be the next guy to cross the line. Can he improve? He's up half a second on his lap. That should put him just about right up there. Goes and stays only P10. Livid Opossum goes 30.5. Good enough for pole position. Can Legend have a say in that? This is going to be the final guy to cross the line. 32, no, 33 stays P4. What a qualifying. So Livid Opossum grabs the pole position for the Russian Grand Prix. So running down the order, Livid Opossum grabbing pole position, JML in P2, Devla P3, Kart Legend P4, SF1 Carlos P5, Whiffy Winners P6, Zolo P7, Senna is P8, Postglad P9, and Rara is in P10. So my wife and my daughter just got home, so if these drivers could give me that nice complimentary 5-minute break, I'm going to greet them, and I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Sorry about that. Lisa gave these drivers a 5-minute complimentary break. Looks like these drivers are ready to go for the race, ladies and gentlemen. Only 20 seconds to tick down until we are ready for the formation lap. As you guys can see, I didn't even know about it until after I got up. But we have a wet race on our hands, and I just checked the race director. The intermediates are definitely going to come into play here for the race. Let's see how these guys get on for this meantime. Everybody's set up on the grid. See, they are calling for a two-stop intermediate strategy for Live It Opossum. Let's see how these guys. Let's get rid of that mini map actually first, and get the tires up. Even though we are going to know that they are on intermediate, so we're going to keep that off for the time being. Delta change. No, we'll keep that off. Guys, setting up on the formation lap for the Russian Grand Prix, round 17 of this championship. It is coming to a close here soon. After this race, I can't believe we're going to have 5 races remaining in the season next week. Where do we go next week? I have to take a look. I tend to forget these things quite easily before I lose track of my mind. Oh, yes. All right. So next week we are at a nice track for round 18. One of my favorites on the calendar. We are going to be at Japan, Suzuka. So make sure you tune into that. But meantime, let's stay focused on the race at hand, ladies and gentlemen. The Russian Grand Prix. Live It Opossum is leading this charge. Where'd he go? I've been clicking through all the field. I'll give you guys a look at the field as you guys saw through Q3. Coming in 11, Fatal Defiance. Bilges is going to start P12. Phil, P13. Croce, unfortunate in Q2. Not sure what happened. He's going to start this race P14. Crockett is a new reserve driver. We'll see what he does this evening. He is from FCT, so big shout out from FCT. He races with Esteban Carlos on Wednesday nights. Let's see what he can do on that pass. We have Danberg in the Haas reserving this evening. Dalby is in the Williams reserving as well. And Johnson, let's see what he can do from that McLaren. Not a terribly bad place to start in Russia when it's raining at the back. Because turn 1, which I consider turn 1, it might be considered turn 2, is going to be monumental, especially if these guys don't have the temperature in the brakes. Everybody is starting to line up on their grid spot. We are almost to the moment of lights out. 27 laps these drivers have to contend with. What will go down in Russia, ladies and gentlemen? We are about to find out. Okay, look through. Everybody's slow to the grid spot, but it looks like that is the case. And Codemasters, you better give me a better camera angle than this, please. Are we gonna have that funky thing again? It looks, there we go. Lights are starting to come on, ladies and gentlemen. 5 red lights are lit here at Sochi Autodrome, and away we go. Can Livet get a good start? JML gets a little loose off the X. Looks like his teammate might have him in turn 1. Here he goes. Bit of a squeeze. Oh, big squeeze. Oh, there's chaos everywhere. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, that is probably the biggest crash I've seen in SF1. Wow. Rest in peace, ladies and gentlemen. GP2, we're gonna need about 15 ambulances for that one. I don't know how a lot of these guys got through. But, yeah, that was immensely crazy. I'm sure we're gonna have a virtual safety car. I would have said a full safety car. Red flag, ladies and gentlemen. Red flag. That was absolutely diabolical. JML's out of this race. Kart Legend is out of this race. Devla is out of this race. And Rara is out of this race. We're back to green flag racing. You look at a lot of people that have gotten a penalty from that incident. Let's take a look at the incident. Bill has a drive through. Senna's got a 5-second. Livet's got a 5-second. Whiffy is sitting clean. Dolby's got a 10-second. Croce's got a 10-second. Fatal's got a 10-second. Crockett's got a 10-second. Jeezy Pete. Carlos has a 15-second. And a couple guys at the back have 20 seconds. Aye. So what has become of this race already? That was a monumental explosion. I don't even know how to comms after that. That was absolutely disgusting. A Livid sitting. Do these guys have a safety car, or is it they're just taking their time? Is that track way worse than what it must appear to be? Whiffy sets a 2-minute for the first lap of this race. Let's take it back to tires. We don't need the tires. We're gonna keep it with this. Stops. We don't need the stops either. We know that there are intermediate tires. Livid's gonna pull in the pit and fix his front wing. I have a feeling a lot of guys are going to dive into the pits after that incident. Post glides into the pit. Carlos gets a 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane. Yeah, Rafa, I would say that was probably the biggest crash I've ever seen. If anybody's on, make sure you go and clip that, because that was disgusting. I'm going to have a nice little chat with the guys afterwards. Zealous gonna serve his 5-second stop go, get a new front wing. Let's take a look at Whiffy. The Delta, I think, is messed up now because it's saying Carlos is in the lead. So the battle for the lead, Whiffy sitting clean. Could have the win in the bag this evening. Has to battle Senna. Croce gets himself, oh, whoa, Dolby. Yeah, I think that track is pretty bad. Dolby's really fighting with it. Let's take a look at how Whiffy's getting on with it. Any understeer, oversteer coming. Any loss of grip. Yeah, guys are going deep. Whoa. I wonder if it's almost borderline wet tires. JML, I have no idea what happened. Yeah, it was disgusting, to be honest. Whiffy sets, and he's getting quicker. 2 minutes, well, down to 48 for the second lap of the race. Lap 3 is now on. It's just completely thrown this to the Spaniards, really. Livid's having a go on Bill. Yeah, it seems like a lot of these guys are struggling on the intermediates. You can see Livet's on the line here, pushing the car to the limit. Still calling for intermediates the way through. That was crazy. So the top two separated by 2 seconds. Let's get back on board, shall we? Croce is sitting 12 seconds behind. He does have Dalby just behind. Dalby's making a good push here. Can he get himself closer to Croce? Good track battle. Let's give ourselves a look at what Dalby's seeing here. How much is the spray? Spray doesn't look too bad. Visibility is there. I wonder at any point it is going to start to dry up in this race. From what I know, it's not. Yeah, Dalby is losing the back end just a bit, following the dirty air of that Ferrari. Both go a bit deep. Dalby's going to give himself a 3-second time penalty for his troubles doing that. Trying to get himself closer and closer to Croce in that Ferrari. Yeah, they do have Croc EF1. Croc catching him slightly. You could have a run at both of these if they get tangled up in a nice battle here, and they're getting closer. Dalby is getting closer. No ERS, or not ERS, no DRS. There's Senna sets the fastest lap with 47.8. Our legend has left the session. You can understand why. For those 4 guys that were involved with that incident, I just, if there's no words, I don't even know what to say. That shouldn't have happened. Dalby goes wide, almost touches the wall. He's thinking about having a move. No, he's going to either tuck just behind. Keeping an eye on the Delta. This is the closest battle on track right now. Yeah, Robo, I watched part of your race last night in GP3, and you guys didn't have it easy. It was pretty wet at the beginning of the race. As you see, Croc goes a bit deep into that corner. Damper keeping it clean this evening. No penalties to his name yet. Nor Livid. Livid could have a good recovery race this evening. See, he's running that mecha helmet. That's the point. Carlos sets the fastest lap of the race over the 47.6. Topping his teammates' lap. Jumping back though, Croc is starting to catch this pack of cars. 4P3, the last step on the podium. All of them have a time penalty though, except for Whiffy. Whiffy is keeping it really clean here. Although SF1 Senna is starting to catch him, so we'll see how much he wants to keep it clean or how much he's going to start pushing the limits in just a bit when that Alfa Romeo might be right in his rear view mirror. Jump on board with Croce. You have a battle behind him. You have the Williams and the Haas. And Croce, hold on. He's going to have both guys right behind him. Dalby gets a better run out of that final corner. Looks like Croce has a little bit more straight line speed. Yeah, Dalby is not going to be close enough for a move here. Croce is getting closer and closer. Jump on board with his onboard. I don't see any blue sky as of yet, so I don't. There might be some there, so I wonder if there is going to be a dry spell in this race. Dalby gets himself another 3-second time penalty. He's going to have to be careful. Those time penalties will start to add up. And I believe in this game, if you rank up to 28 seconds, I believe it is, you will get a DSQ to your name. Carlos, that's another fastest lap of the race with a 147.1. Croce goes a bit wide. Defiance gets himself a 3-second time penalty. These guys are really, really struggling out here. Like, immensely struggling. Some of the times I'm glad I'm in the comms booth and I'm not in one of those cars. But it's, oh, Defiance. Defiance is off and into the wall. He's going to have wing damage. Definitely gonna have to pit as well. I think, yeah, it's definitely struggling. Oh, watch out, because Zolo is coming on. It's coming quickly. Defiance back on the track, leaves enough space though for Zolo through. Solid driving from Defiance and awareness from, oh no! Oh, he's put a car in the wall, understeer. Almost similar to what has happened to SF1's Carlos. It's Singapore. Section 1-2, is that going to be a safety car? I don't think so now. So, 5 drivers so far have crashed out in this race. Only yellow, local yellows, no call for a virtual yet, or a safety car. Prix has been overtaken by Dalby. And Crockett is coming up closer and closer to that Ferrari. Danberg making his way up and up to P6. No penalties to his name. Looks like Phil might have cleared one of his penalties from his name. This race is it's a matter of survival more than it is racing at this point. Do you hear? Just listening. Yeah, guys in the mid-pack are definitely spaced out, which is rare. Usually in GP2 and GP1 and 3 for that matter, the mid-packed guys are always right next to each other. Crockett making his way up closer. Senna still within 2 seconds behind. Prix, I think, went a bit deep, having a look at Dalby and that Williams. Keeping an eye on these. Fatal, unfortunate race this evening. Carried a lot of understeer and just slid right into the wall. I'm gonna have to clip that. It's still on my mind. Left front crash. I just don't know how to get it out of my brain. I haven't seen anything like that in a while. Prix having a run here at Dalby. Dalby pulls the inside. It's going to maintain that position for P3 into the first corner. Dalby goes a bit deep. Let's take a look at the time penalties so far. So Dalby has 16 seconds. We have Senna on 5. We have Prix on 10. Crockett on 10. Danberg is clear, as well as Livid. Livid trying to get himself a good recovery race after starting P1 in this race. Carlos sitting on 15 seconds. Zolo's on 15. Postclad's on 15. Bill's clear. And Johnson is on 5 seconds himself. I have a feeling a couple of those clips might come in and some of that time might be taken off, but we'll see. I'm not to talk about Stewart stuff. Stig, I'm gonna have some fun with these time pens. Yeah, Stig, you better keep it clear on Sunday. Dalby, another 3-second time penalty. This is the closest battle right now happening on track between these three. All keeping it relatively clear. Having a good solid battle. Dalby getting a little punchy on the lines though. Picking up a couple time penalties. Crockett just behind Prochy. Tucks back out. Thinks better of it. Not a place I would make a pass either. He is close enough though if he can hang on to the gearbox of that Ferrari and use its power to tow him around sector 1 yellow. Keep an eye on who that might be for. Nobody's moving in my screen. I think Croce's might be running a dry setup, to be honest. Look at the speed he gets on the start-finish line. And how much he pulls closer to that Williams. But good showing so far from the Haas team. Both P5 and P6. What can these guys do? Can they have a nice little battle? Croce's now 1.2 seconds off Dalby. Dalby is putting the pace down. Is the track improving? Jump on board with Croce. Yeah, I know, Fatal. I've seen 2 5-second because of it. Oh, we roll in the next week. Let's see how Croce's getting on. Is the track starting to improve? I don't think it is. It's still a steady rain. Let's see how about Croak. Is he getting on with it? He seems a lot smoother through the corners, so he has a little bit more confidence on the grip on the car. Solid race from himself so far this evening. P5. Bill gets a 5-second for speeding into the pit lane. Bill gets himself a 3-second time thing. I'd make the pun, when it rains it pours, but I think that'd be a little dull. Bill has retired. I think Bill has had enough, and he's pulled it into the pits and retired from this race. Yeah, I don't think a lot of these guys are enjoying this race. When you thought Singapore was bad, and you show up to Russia, and it's just as worse. 2 seconds now separate SF1 Senna from Whiffy. Whiffy doing what he can. Can he get a second win of the season? He won in Canada. It wasn't Canada. I think it was Portugal. Approach to get closer and get that gap back down between himself and Dalby. Dalby has a lot of time penalties sitting on his name, so 3 drivers now clear. We've had 6 DNFs by lap 9, and we still pretty much have about 17 laps to go. Actually, yeah, 7. Half is off right now. Dalby getting close to the Ferrari. Let's jump on board. Can he get a good run? No, Crushy just has that straight line speed. He just pulls away. Croak getting closer. Getting closer. He's going to send one. No, he's going to hold back behind the Ferrari. Tuck in just behind his gearbox. With this rain falling and falling, I wonder possibly when these drivers will think about making their pit stop. I did miss it on the pit prediction. Oh, that's going to be a cut in half there. Croce doing everything he can to hold on to P4. He is trying to keep up with Dalby. Dalby puts 2 seconds between him. I see the gap at the front starting to dwindle down between Senna and Whiffy. I don't see blue sky there, just a bit through the clouds. Don't like Russia anyway. Roll on Japan. Japan is spectacular. I absolutely love that track. I think it can go down to probably my top 2 on this game. Keep an eye. We do have something brewing in the top 2 guys. Senna might be starting to gain a little bit of confidence on that car. Holding just behind Whiffy. Carlos sets another fast lap of the race with a 146.5. 146.6, my apologies. Still sitting 11 seconds though behind Livid. Livid is starting to catch Danberg too. But we keep it where it's closer. These two still going at it between the Haas and the Ferrari. How many drivers can survive another 17 laps if the track is just like this? I think it caught a lot of them off. Oh no, Danberg got himself a 3-second time penalty. But I think this track has really caught a lot of these guys off guard with how slippery it is. I think I can say this closely, guys, that are watching this race. The beginning of that race will go down in SF1 history, I'm sure. Just like if Goomba if he is watching, he has a famous Goomba dive back in Spain. I believe it was in 2017. This start of this race will definitely be written in the history book. That looked like a race start from the 1970s, to be honest. Up at the top now, spaced a little bit again. I think Whiffy might have been saving a little bit of fuel. Croce now 3 seconds behind. I wonder if he at one point lets Crockett go through. Maybe pull the toe and see if they can catch up to Dalby. As Dalby is starting to check out. 3.1 seconds now, the gap between them. Ooh, Crockett has a look on the outside. Ooh, that was close. Croce goes wide. Is Crockett going to put it in his inside? Which turns to the outside for this next turn, side by side. Oh, shoulders are out. Oh, that was close. Croce lets him know that he's here to race. Oh, what? There we go. Keep an eye on EF1 Croc. Getting closer. Had a look at Croce. Croce put his shoulders out to maintain P4 for this race. However, I'm keeping an eye. Rain looks like it might be subsiding just a bit. 4 seconds now, the gap between Croce and Dalby. 2.3 separate the guys at the top. Rain still coming down. It hasn't subsided much at all. These two having a nice battle, though, the whole way through. 12 laps in. Postglad in that AlphaTauri is starting to catch the back of Solo. Mr. Johnson has retired as well. I wonder if he's retired from the pits. We have a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we needed to get this race back on track. It's exactly what we needed at the beginning, but for some reason the game decided, no, you guys just need a virtual safety car for that disaster that happened. We're gonna have the safety car. These guys gonna pull into the pits, jump on board with Whiffy, leading this race currently. That might help a lot of these guys clear some of that time penalties to their name as well. Should just about be able to make that pit stop, put on another set of intermediates, and take them to the end. I believe both of these guys are going to dive into the pits. Follow with Whiffy and SF1 Senna. Both into the pits now. Is Dalby going to dive for the pits? Will Senna be able to serve one of his stop goes? Maybe take a little bit of that time off of his name. Let's take a look here. They are going to hold him for 5 seconds. Dalby's in. Croce's on his way in. EF1 Croc is on his way in. Croce really slow into. I wonder if he was selecting his strategy. Danberg, let's see if he dives for the pits. It looks like everybody's going to dive for the pits. It's almost a free pit stop. Danberg on his way into the pits as well. Croce serving a 5-second stop go. He's going to get a new set of intermediates to be on his way out. Danberg is into the pits. Will Livid dive for the pits? He is. Will this man dive for the pits? Carlos. Livid, no, gets a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. I wonder if the glitch from last year is in this game as well. Carlos into the pits. Will Phil dive for the pits? Phil's really fighting the wheel out there on an in-lap to the pits. Let's see if he dives to the pits. He does. I have a weird gear glitch to it. Let's see if Zolo dives into the pits as well. Postglad. Jump on board. The leaders are following the safety car. I believe the safety car is going to be out for probably 3 or 4 laps before we go back to green flag racing, as these guys are pretty far behind. And if they're going to make a pit stop, it's going to put them a little further. Zolo is going to stay out. Postglad is going to stay out. So my take is they've already made their pit stops. Let's actually take a look here. They have. So everybody has made a pit stop. Now on to catching the back of the safety car Q. Jump on board with the man who's leading this race. behind the safety car, followed by SF1 Senna, Dolby in third, Krog in fourth, Pips Croce in the pit lane. Croce is fifth, Danberg sixth, Livid Opossum is seventh, SF1 Carlos sitting eighth, Phil ninth, Zolo 10th. We have Postglad in 11th. And unfortunately, in this race so far, we have lost out Johnston, we've lost out Bill, we've lost out Fatal, Rah, Devla, Kart Legend, and JML. Now, it'll be interesting to see this battle between Whiffy and Senna. They've had quite a testy, spicy battle so far this season. A couple of incidences have occurred, so we'll see if these guys keep it clean this evening. Top four guys now behind on the queue. Just waiting on Croce, who is another 12 seconds further behind. You see Whiffy weaving those tires, trying to get the temperature in those tires. It's going to be absolutely crucial to get the temperatures up on those intermediates. I think it's going to be a bit difficult. That gives my voice a break. At least Senna has cleared his name from penalties, though. So this could be a good battle between himself and Whiffy for the win of this race, and not have it come down to penalties. Oh, I love when I get 5 FPS for a second there. Livid's cleared his name as well from penalties. Everybody has caught Livid. They're just Livid is catching Danberg. It's 30 seconds behind, so probably another lap to go before the safety car fully pulls in. My question right now, coming up to about a little over midway on this race. Top two sitting clear of penalties. We have next four guys sitting on a penalty. Livid there sitting clear of his name. Who is gonna grab third place on this race? Who's gonna grab podium on this race? Because it has been so chaotic and so unpredictable, really, of what's gonna happen. Senna's really aggressively warming those intermediates. I think he knows that come next lap, it is go. Getting the tires warmed up in them right now. Try to keep the temperature in those tires the whole way around this lap, because I believe Zolo will catch up to these guys eventually. Postglad's into the pits again. To serve another 5-second stop go and put on a new set of intermediates. See what that carries on. Carlos is dove for the pits as well, I think. Put on a new set of intermediates. Is that going to keep the safety car out even longer? Because now Postglad is 22 seconds behind these guys. David has caught the queue. Phil has. Zolo around the corner now is behind. Just waiting on SF1 Carlos to catch them, and as well as Postglad. So we actually might have another lap of the safety car. Where is Whiffy at? We're in the second DRS zone. Safety car, no, is going to come in this lap. Race control tells us So we'll keep an eye. Usually I like to do a restart cam, but this evening I think I'm gonna keep it off just because it's you know, trying not to give anybody. Oh geez, a couple guys just got another 5-second stop go for a collision with each other. Let's see what these guys can do on a restart. Ooh, if he has the right to set the pace, guys behind him have to be careful. Dalby thinking about having a go. Senna goes to the inside. Senna's got to warm those tires. I think he's waiting. Whiffy's on his way out. He has restarted this race. Everybody holding on behind. Phil and Livet swap positions. What is going on here? Phil's due for the pits. I have no idea why Phil is due for the pits, but here we are. Carlos in ninth, just behind. Let's take a look at the guys in the lead. SF1 Senna just behind that Renault. Dalby clear in third. And Croce might have another go at each other in a moment's time. Danberg sitting P6. Livid sitting P7. Might have a go here at the Haas. Zolo's not too far behind. Rain, it looks like it's starting to come down a little bit more heavy. So Livet goes really close to the back of that Haas, almost making contact, but he does not. Danberg runs a bit wide. Livet's going to have a run here. Will he have the move done before they get to the next turn? Danberg holding on as much as he can. Side by side, coming up. Danberg ahead now. Ooh, it's not where I want to go. Danberg runs a bit wide. Livet's staying right next to him. Livet tucks right behind. Gets the car into the inside. Is he going to have a move up here? Livet up on through. Makes a move into that corner. What a move that was. Zolo sitting behind saying, this is going to get tasty. Let's ride on board with SF1 Carlos to see this battle for P6 ahead of him. Gap at the top. And a lot of those guys are spaced out. Carlos, I don't think is going to have enough of a push. Post-glide sits a 46.5 for the fastest lap of the race. Carlos locks up heavily into turn one. That's not going to do his tires any good. Guys at the top are really close now. This is exactly what we needed to get this race back in how it needed to be. Livet has cleared the guys at the back, so he's sitting 6th. Can he get those 2 seconds down? Get himself closer to Croce. Carlos gets himself a 3-second time penalty. I have to give you guys another update of penalties in a minute. But lap 17 out of 27. 10 laps remain in this rain-soaked Sochi race. 11 drivers remain. Are we going to have 11 cross the line at lap 27? Let's jump on board Dalby, give you guys a little bit of track action. Chasing the two ahead of them for the lead of this race. Ooh, Dalby goes a bit deep. Back end stepped out just a bit. Croce getting close. Let's take a look at these battle here. Zolo and Carlos just behind. Danberg gets a really good run. No moves yet on track. Everybody's staying in a single file line. It's showing from the Ferrari too, I'd say P5 and P8 currently. But the team I think that is really, really doing well this evening would have to be the Haas team. As what has happened to Zolo. Zolo's gone wide. Esteban Carlos makes the move and cuts up a place. I think Zolo lost traction of the car. That's put Esteban Carlos ahead. Can he catch up to his team that he manages? Danberg sitting ahead of him. Take a look, Prix starting to catch the back of Pro. Look at the straight line speed that Prix has compared to these guys. I think he is running somewhat of a dry setup, or he's running a hybrid setup, which I don't know if I would run. I mean, it could work, but it looks like he's fighting that car quite a bit. Let's jump on board with him. Dolby goes a bit deep, and it looks like he's going to suffer a little bit from it as Croaks just behind him. Jump on board. Looks like Dolby's gotten a good run out of that exit. Croaks not anywhere close to making a move. Oh, we have Croce and Croak coming up to turn 1. Side by side. Croce leaves him room, so does Croak. Solid racing between the pair. These guys are getting closer and closer on track as well. I have to keep an eye on these two. Will Senna have a run here in a matter of time? Lap 19 out of 27. Laps are ticking down now. Rain still coming down here at Russia. Don't think these guys are going to have a dry race anytime. Actually, Stig, if you were watching, I think they stole your wet races. Senna gearing closer and closer. Zolo is still sitting behind Danberg. Croce behind Croak. Zolo now behind Danberg. Carlos has got himself up to P7. I think Danberg let him go, to be honest. Postgla has made a good comeback. He's now sitting only 2 seconds behind these guys. Senna sets the fastest lap of the race of a 46.3. Wonder if the track is starting to improve just a tad bit. Carlos sets a faster lap of 45.7. Oh, Danberg goes a bit deep. That's going to allow Zolo up through. Side by side. Have to keep an eye on the weather. It looks like it's starting to clear. I wonder if these guys will have the track dry out at all towards the end of this race. There's definitely a dry line, but way too early for a soft compound. Or I should say a dry compound, not a soft compound. Oh, Danberg gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Can he have a spot at that? Or a spot at that? Can he have a shot at that? That 8 or P8 position. Ladies and gentlemen, it is starting to get a little more heated here. These two might have a go at each other anytime soon. Jump on board with Whiffy's perspective, leading this race. Missed a couple this season. I think if he would have been here full time, he would have definitely be up there with the title contenders. Right on his gearbox, SF1 Senna sits. It's gonna be a 6-lap shootout between these two. Can Whiffy put this one to bed and pick up the win? Croce not too far behind that Haas driver. Keep an eye on the rest of these guys. Carlos, not too far behind Livid. I think Livid might be struggling just a bit. Let's jump on board with SF1 Carlos. Livid, yeah, he's definitely struggling just a bit. Livid runs a bit wide. These guys are getting a lot closer now. It looks like Whiffy has pulled the gap now back to almost a second. Maybe saving a little bit more fuel again to try to keep his car as light as possible. You don't want it to be too heavy, especially in the rain. Carlos has a run. Will he have a look on that Red Bull coming into the corner? Sector 2 yellow. Not sure what has happened to Postglide. Postglide is off. Danberg gets himself a 5 second for a severe collision with Postglide. Postglide, no damage to be reported though. So I'm not sure what happened there. Danberg gets himself a 5 second. Collided with Postglide in one position gain. So Danberg now has a lot more. Possum gets a drive-through for speeding under virtual safety car. Oh, don't see virtual safety car. I have no idea where that came from. Unless there was a short one. Yeah, I have no idea where that virtual safety car came from. Or why Livid would have gotten that penalty. However, we have now a battle for the lead of this race. Can Whiffy hold on? He does have Senna, our championship leader, just behind him. This could be a good battle. Jump on board, give you guys a rear view mirror of what Whiffy's seeing just behind him. Broke gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Close. Senna's holding on to that gearbox. The dirty air is going to affect him though, especially around this track. These two are going to have a battle, I have a feeling. It's just brewing right now. Both, I think, are running the same helmet though. Just different colors. Odd how I pick things up like that. Senna's closer and closer to that gearbox of the Renault with Whiffy. Whiffy holding on to the lead. Lap 23 now out of 27. They're going to have 4 more laps of this rain-soaked race. I'm sure a lot of these drivers are going to be happy to get out of this race alive. You see, we've had a lot of casualties this evening as Livid dives for the pits to serve his drive-through. For speeding under a virtual safety car, I didn't even know it took place. I didn't see it. Unfortunate for Livid this evening. He starts on pole, and just bad luck fell his way. He's down. He's going to be down to... Is he actually pitting? No, he's driving through. He's going to put back down to P8. And several seconds behind Zolo. Give you guys a penalty update. Dolby sitting on 14. Croak is sitting on 8. We have Croce on 5. We have Carlos on 8. We have Zolo on 10. We have Livid sitting 17 seconds behind, but clear of any penalties. We have Phil on 3. Postglad is 14 seconds behind, sitting clear of his name. And Danberg has 16 seconds to his name. So if anything happens between these two coming into the final couple corners, a time penalty could change this race completely. Give you guys a look at the positions gained. We have Whiffy up 5. We have Senna up 6. Dolby's up 14. We have Croak up 11. Croce's up 9. We have Phil up 4 and Danberg up 5. so far. Biggest is possible, which we just explained. Unfortunate race so far for him this evening. Dolby has a run on Senna. What is he going to think about it? Rain's still falling. I thought it would have cleared up a little bit. I do see a little bit of blue sky starting to show. The track looks like it's getting a little bit brighter. Dolby tucks behind the Alfa Romeo. Had a look at it. Thought better of it. Just behind now. Let's jump on board. Dolby running a bit wide there. I think I got caught up in the dirty air of that Alfa Romeo. Cuts the corner there as well, I think. With he holding on to the lead of this race. Laps are starting to count down, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to have much longer to go. Carlos now just behind Prix for P5 on the grid. Ferrari versus Alfa Romeo. Pretty much big brother, little brother scenario with this. And Carlos have a run on Croce. We do know Croce is not afraid to put his shoulders out to protect his position. Senna has a 1 second deficit to Whiffy still in this race. Lap 25 next time around will be the penultimate lap of this race. I will warn you guys ahead of time, I cannot do parties for some reason, so I won't be able to host a podium interview. So once the race is over, that's going to be it. Carlos gets a good run on the Ferrari. He's going to have a look. Thought about it, backed out of it. He's going to stay behind for the time being. As Carlos gets himself another 3-second time penalty for taking a lot of that curve. A little bit more than he expected. But if he's starting to get washed out a little bit from the dirty air on that Ferrari. Holding close. Good showing from Ferrari too, I would have to say. P5 and P7 currently. Might be just possibly a team of the day. Depends on how these penalties play out towards the end. As Dolby gets another 3-second time penalty, so he's up to, what is he up to now? He's up to 17 seconds. That is quite a lot. Carlos is up to 11 seconds. Carlos having a look on Croce. Is he going to make it? No, he backs out of it. Ooh, that was close. A little bit of a touch to the gearbox of the Ferrari. Both drivers go a bit deep in that corner. These two having a nice little battle at the end of the race. I feel like Croce hasn't had a moment in this race just to relax. He's been fighting cars the entire time. Lap 26, penultimate lap of this race. How things stand, I have no idea who's going to get third position with a lot of those penalties on the board. Locked up from Carlos. Jump on board with Croce, give you guys a look. Actually, let's jump on board with these two guys for a little bit. Still battling for the lead of this race. Senna is gonna put the foot down if he wants to have a go here. He's running out of time. Already halfway through this second to last lap of the race. Carlos having a look on Croce again. Pretty much similar deltas between the two Alfa Romeos. Whiffy just has one more tour around this track. Once he crosses the start-finish line, he could pick up his second win of the season. They'll be sitting third. I do not think he's going to stay third. Carlos and Croce still close to each other. Carlos gets a bit deep. Keep an eye on this battle. So it has been a completely full wet race. One of these drivers is going to hope that they have a dry race come Japan. Or the last remaining races could be just completely rain for them the whole time. Because a couple of those tracks do offer quite a bit of rain. We have Japan next week, which you know can rain at any moment. We have Mexico coming up, which rains. We have Brazil, which rains. Last lap of the race, we have SF1 Senna just behind the gearbox of Whiffy Winner in the Renault. Oh, Senna goes a bit wide. I think that's going to cost him a bit. He's down 6/10. I don't think he's going to have a solid enough run here. Trying to push Whiffy possibly into a mistake, maybe a time penalty. This man has done what he had to do this evening, kept it clean, survived the turn one annihilation, I would say. Armageddon, really. And he's leading this race halfway through this track right now to pick up his second win. Whiffy holding on. Senna just behind. Not many opportunities to pass here. I think it is going to finish how it is with Whiffy picking up the win of this race. SF1 Senna just behind. Close finish between these two. Solid racing between the two, I will have to say as well. Whiffy is going to cross the line in P1 to win the Russian Grand Prix, followed by SF1 Senna. Now for the rest of this, I have no idea what's going to happen. Who's going to cross? Croce goes third, fourth. Carlos Dalby fifth. Carlos sixth. Solo's going to cross the line. Seventh. It looks like Croak is going to get a podium this evening. David Opossum going to be the next guy to finish. Unfortunate race for him this evening. Had pole position, but it just kind of went to the wayside after the first lap one crash. Crosses P8. Phil and that Renault is going to be the next to cross the line. Dampberg holding on solid points for the team this evening. His teammate in P3. Crossing the line, P10, and Postglide is going to finish this race in P11. I got some chat going on the race. You show me all the pens and the time. Crashed once so I can clip it. Everything's sorted, please. Considering I was the last at the point, I'll take that. And you finished, Carlos. I appreciate that. Postglide is going to cross the line, slide the car home for P11 in this race. Driver of the day, our reserve hash driver. EF1 Crockett is going to take that award. Let you guys enjoy the podium celebrations. Ladies and gentlemen, the results for the Russian Grand Prix here at GP2. Whiffy Winner grabs his second win of the season. SF1 Senna comes home in second. And EF1 Kurok are reserved this evening, crosses to finish out your podium. Running down the rest of the order, we have Croce in P4, Dalby in 5th, we have Carlos 6th, we have Zolo 7th, Possum 8th, Phil 9th, we have Damper in 10th, we have Postglad in 11th, and we have a lot of casualties to get through here. We have Mr. Johnson, Bill, Fatal, Rara, Devla, Kart Legend, and JML, and I'm supposed to look at the race director to look at the incidences, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot. Hopefully I get through them. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for myself this evening and SF1. Unfortunately, I can't do podium interviews because this game or Xbox is acting weird, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Join us next week for the Japan Grand Prix. Same time, same place. Until then, stay safe, enjoy your weekend, and we will see you soon.